Gwenyth Paltrow was once voted the most hated celebrity ever, and it's clear that people love to hate the actor and Goop founder. I'm Mackenzie, and today we're going to be talking about the top 10 reasons Hollywood won't hire Gwenyth Paltrow. But first, make sure to subscribe if you're new here and want to see more. In at number 10, didn't earn it. If you didn't already know, Gwenyth was born into Hollywood royalty, which definitely gave her a leg up in the business. Paltrow's late father, Bruce Paltrow, was a writer, director, and producer known for television shows like The White Shadow and Saint Elsewhere. He even had Gwenyth star in one of his last movies. Then there's Paltrow's mother, Blythe Danner, who is a Tony and Emmy Award winner who has appeared in countless films. But that's not all. Gwenyth's godfather is legendary director Steven Spielberg. Since she has so many connections, it's no surprise that she went into acting. But when accused of getting a helping hand, Paltrow denies this and claims that her parents did not help her whatsoever. When asked about her familial connections, Gwenyth said, quote, my father said, you are completely on your own, so he never gave me anything. I never had any supplementation, he never helped me with my rent, I never had a trust fund. But I'm not convinced she didn't get a huge head start. In at number 9, full of herself. Since Gwenyth is an A-list actress, it makes sense that she has insane amounts of confidence, but some of her comments about herself have made people roll their eyes. She once stated that she had the quote butt of a 22-year-old stripper with a completely serious face. She also talks of her ability to stay fit and eat clean like it's not something that has happened in part because of her privileged life. She told Elle, quote, it's so much easier to sit home and not exercise and criticize other people. What I love is inspiring people. She then commented, quote, I am who I am. I can't pretend to be somebody who makes $25,000 a year. Even adding that working as an actress as a mother is, quote, much harder than having a regular job and being a parent, which is total BS. In at number 8, Goop. Gwenyth started the Goop blog as a way to connect with her fans and share tips on how to live like her. But then things got a little too wacky and Gwenyth started to promote questionable and scammy products. Some of these products are a candle that smells like a vajayjay and a jade egg that's inserted up there to balance your hormones. But not only are these products strange, some of them can actually be dangerous. And the worst part is that almost nothing that Goop promotes is backed by science, but the site makes their claims as fact. Medical professionals have even gone out of their way to disavow many of the claims that Gwenyth makes on her blog. The company was even forced to pay $145,000 to settle a false advertising lawsuit. And at number 7, out of touch. Even though Gwenyth is an A-list celebrity, which means she lives a life we can't even fathom, it seems that she is particularly out of touch. And there are endless quotes from her that people use to prove this fact. The hate against her is so bad that Star magazine gave her the title of the most hated celebrity. In response, Gwenyth said, quote, I'm really effing good at my job. People who are interesting and good know that, and that's all that matters. Some other comments that made people cringe were when she said she would, quote, rather die than let my kid eat a cup of soup. Someone even did a financial analysis of one of her cookbooks, and it was determined that it would cost a family roughly $300 per day to eat as Gwenyth suggests. And at number 6, Oscar curse. Many in the business did not respect Gwenyth for her acting until she won an Oscar for leading actress in the movie Shakespeare in Love. But even though she reached the peak of her celebrity after that moment, many believe she was cursed after that Oscar win. Firstly, many people in general just didn't agree with the Academy's choice. Glenn Close was even quoted saying, quote, I remember the year Gwenyth Paltrow won over that incredible actress who was in Central Station, Fernanda Montenegro, and I thought, what? It doesn't make sense. Not only that, but the movies she starred in after the fact were all flops, and Gwenyth herself has even acknowledged that she made some really bad choices. She said that after her win she felt that she could do no wrong and she took anything that was offered to her, when those were roles she would never take today. Halfway at number 5, she disrespects her Marvel movies. One of her most notable roles was playing Pepper Potts in the MCU, but although the public has this strong affiliation, it seems that Gwenyth can hardly remember all the Marvel movies that she's been in. And a now infamous moment from Jon Favreau's cooking series The Chef Show, Favreau, who acted alongside Paltrow in Spider-Man Homecoming, brought up a moment from the film. Gwenyth then told him that she wasn't in that movie, which is odd because she was. She later addressed the mix-up on Jimmy Kimmel, where she said she was confused because she thought he was talking about the Avengers movies. She then revealed she's never even seen Spider-Man Homecoming at all. And if that's true, I guess it makes sense that Tom Holland, who plays Spider-Man, had to reintroduce himself to Gwenyth when she forgot who he was. And at number 4, entitled. Gwenyth usually has a pretty good relationship with the media because of her famous connections, but that all changed when she had an incident with Vanity Fair that gave her a bad name in the industry. Apparently, the entire feud between them was because the magazine published a story about Gwenyth that was not approved by her. And although it's a nice gesture for a magazine to show you their stories beforehand, it is certainly not something that celebrities are entitled to. Gwenyth was asked by the magazine's editor to collaborate on the content for their cover story, but Gwenyth decided to refuse because they had recently done an unflattering story on one of her ex-partners, Brad Pitt. When Paltrow turned down the offer, he decided to go along with publishing the piece anyways, much to Paltrow's dismay. In response to this, Gwenyth sent out an email to a slew of her A-list friends, telling them to blacklist the magazine, saying in part that the magazine quote threatened to put me on the cover. Quite a threat. And at number 3, she's a diva on set. This one isn't much of a shocker, but apparently she's a real pain on set. I can imagine things were worse after her Oscar win. She was always used to having things go her way because of her famous parents, but on set she would demand to have the best lighting in every single shot and get in everyone's face to make sure she looked better than all her co-stars. Her diva attitude also transferred over to everyday life. According to the Daily Mail, when she visits the spa, Paltrow demands that the shower stalls are cleaned out before she even steps foot in them. She also constantly demands to be paid the most on her movies, even though so few of them are box office hits. In at number 2, Weinstein Connection. Gwenyth has a very controversial relationship with disgraced producer Harvey Weinstein. Her and Weinstein were pretty closely tied because they worked together on Shakespeare in Love, along with a handful of other projects. But she did make quite a statement when she decided to speak out against him when other women were coming forward with their stories. She revealed that she had also been put in uncomfortable situations by him, and that's the reason that she stopped working with him. Although many people supported her courageous decision, a lot of people felt it was BS because she had supported him for so many years beforehand when his behavior was basically an open secret. And finally at number 1, she's not a good lead. Gwenyth has starred in a lot of movies over the years, but it seems that the movies where she plays the lead roles do the worst, and the ones where she's the background character get the most traction. This has somewhat given her a reputation of not being able to lead a movie, especially since the few times that she has tried to headline a movie, the results have been pretty bad. And even though she won an Oscar, it hasn't propped up her image in the industry much because many felt that Miramax essentially bought her the Oscar to promote the movie, which if you didn't already know is something that happens quite often. So that's all for the list, guys. Let me know your thoughts on this below. But before I go, I'm gonna shout out some comments from my video on celebrities that tried to warn us about Gwyneth Paltrow. Carolyn said she doesn't forget people, it's just that she doesn't care about anyone other than herself. Burn, that's probably true. Then Annalise said, I didn't know Alba created Honest. I switched all my super harsh cleaning supplies away and stuck with Honest. It's affordable and easy to find. I've never heard of Goop. Yeah, I've seen Honest a ton, Shoppers Drug Mart specifically for those in Canada. I've never bought anything. It's a touch more overpriced than most drugstore things. I'm talking about like the makeup and skincare, but I really should try it because it looks phenomenal. The packaging is beautiful. Then someone else said celebrities forget who made them famous. Yes, it's their talent, but without fans they make no money. I mean, it's very true. And not that I don't think she gives off that kind of attitude like she's ungrateful for her fans, but it's just arrogance, you know? Alright guys, that's all for the video today. Thanks so much for sticking around if you made it all the way here. If you liked the video and want to see more, make sure to like and sub to the channel below. I've been your host, Mackenzie Smith. Make sure to check us out on social media, and I'll catch you all in the next one.